All right. We're live. Okay. So the market, let's go over it. Good morning, everybody. First of all, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here this morning. And as we look at the daily candles on the growth market Qs, that's where we always will get the strongest differential in percentage gains or shorts on the Qs, 99% of the time. And the Qs have now, they've been treading right around, the whole market has been treading right around yesterday's close, which is really close to yesterday's low. And right now, actually, we're looking to be opening below the close of yesterday and yet near yesterday's low. We will see. Probably we're going to test that low again. And that is a bit of a support area, but we've been breaking it down. Individually across the entire stock market. Everything's at support levels right there. That's how that works typically. And those shares are getting blasted through, little by little. So there may not be much support left, and it could get broken down, but we're going to probably likely test that low again this morning, which is only a point lower. It's nearby. We could get there off a dip off of the open. It probably will get bought up, probably will get back up to the open, probably will go over the open, but it may fake out, go down and test it again today. I think today we could be testing that low support area twice. That is what I believe is going to happen. And then either break down or be supported and fill in again. It could be a low volume day today because tomorrow there's going to be some information regarding GDP numbers released. The second estimate, sort of revised estimate based on better data that they've been getting from that same period, Q2. And that's either going to revise it up or down or keep it the same. Everybody's kind of waiting on that. And then Friday will be Powell speaking on that information that has been found. So I believe the market is going to be tender and low volume and less inclined to just go for it, because right now we're in this very uncertain environment surrounding the negative GDP growth going on. I don't think it, Chris. I think it's Friday. The GDP numbers coming out Thursday, and then Powell speaks Friday. He may speak some tomorrow as well. Definitely the market's going to be paralyzed until we know that information. But it's not a new data point. So it's simply second round level of accuracy of the number. But it will definitely be bad if it gets worse, and good if it gets better. So it will be interesting. It will make a difference. All right. Well, so that's the situation on the market. The market just opening right at yesterday's close. So basically no change in price across the board. As I look to the different sectors, let's see if I can see any discrepancy from any sector. No, everything is opening right at the close of yesterday. So that's exactly where we're sitting. If anything, the VIX is a little bit improved, and we have a worsening situation for the markets on rates. The 10-year rate's now hitting just about 3.1%. So it keeps going up. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, this is an inflection point, a pivot point. If rates can get up to 3.15% on the 10-year, if they can break over 3.15, we've completed a reversal, and could be going to higher numbers, which would really put stress on the growth markets. All right. Now, as far as individual stocks go, this morning we're watching BBBY. It's moved from 10 to about 12 pre-market, so 20% movement. Now it's back to 11, 10%. So it obviously continues to have volatility. We're watching drug, which is moving around. The reason that it has been hampered is there was a filing for an offering of shares, which would dilute the share pool and decrease the price of the current price. But there's a rumor this morning that offering may be rescinded, which is just manipulative bullshit. And that's what's making the price pop, because it's exactly what they would hope for. What a nice rumor to start. And the price goes up, and then they do the offering right into the higher prices, and massive amount of millions of shares floods in, and prices, you'll get killed. Is there a rug pool situation? So drug is a rug. It's a drug pool situation. Watch out for the drug pool today and this week. That's absolute bullshit situation there. You need to be really fast. Just go ahead and scalp, take profits right away. Do not hang out, leaving your dick in the wind on that one at any time. Watch out. We're also watching SPCB. We're watching TRQ. Also, SOFI is making some moves this morning with a pretty healthy pre-market chart. FTCH, far-fetched, that's another one. But we've got a lot on watch. We're watching Apron, APRN, Nerve, SPRC, Peloton also up roughly 20% on the fact that it's now going to be able to sell its products in the Amazon store. I really don't think that changes much. And also tomorrow they have their earnings, and they've been in a terrible slump. And I wouldn't like to get allocated on Peloton today on the news, and then go into tomorrow's earnings report, which could be negative for the quarter they're reporting on in revenues. I'd just rather wait for tomorrow. Like, if you really think that it's going somewhere, invest tomorrow. Let's find out tomorrow. So be careful. Stay away. I would stay away from Peloton from an investing standpoint of view. But maybe there's going to be some excitement for a day trade this morning. So we'll see. All right. The market opens in 9 minutes. That pretty much brings us up to date. Chris is telling me into. What about it, Chris? Into. Can you give me a little more information whenever you give me a ticker, guys? So I know which screen to pull it up on, how it is as an opportunity. I think, is it one of your shorts? Is it a gap? Is it a good ER and upbeat guidance? That's the gap type of situation, the gap play. Let's just call it the gap play. So next time you can just do into gap play. All right, it's not up a lot. It's only up about 8%, it looks like. We like to see big, huge gap, but yeah, you could get some fade on that. Looks like some fade, right? So we'd be looking for 476 rejection, I believe, Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong. 476 rejection, or maybe even 475, and then 476 stop rejection for a short. Down, maybe 25% of the gap, maybe 7 points to 465. Day. However, that could just flip and run, so at 477, that could go long. There for a gap play on into it, which is priced really high for some of you, too high for some of you. Thesis on IMPP. Let's see. Oh, well, actually, it's worth 77 cents. at the minimum, and it's trading for 40 cents. So this is a good region to get in. Wish I got in a couple days ago at 35 cents. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. That said, who knows when it's really going to go anywhere? We'll see. But energy has gotten a little bit hot, and so that's going to put a little bit of steam into the IMPP trading. Can you look at IMPP for a short swing? No, Camille. I think that would be a terrible idea. It's valued at 77 cents minimum. So it's trading below value right now, liquidated value. So that'd be very dangerous to be trying to short in this range below 77 cents. I would not be. I would go the other way around. I'd put some money for the next month or two into it at these lowest prices, and then wait for a pop. Short meaning a week or two. Well, no, even that I would say, Camille, even that I would say is not really necessarily in the stars too much. I feel like it's going to bottom and reverse or just bottom out around here. Could be wrong, and it could price correct more. But I don't believe it's a short over here. It's found bottom. It's been double bottoming, triple bottoming. Could be head and shouldering. Okay. Inverted head and shoulder, by the way. All right, we've got 6 minutes or 5 minutes roughly to the open. And the market continues to hang out right around yesterday's close, so that's where we will likely end up. Tesla is going to test 900, it looks like. And yesterday was a good day to get long on Tesla based on how it traded if you wanted to get into Tesla. However, it is in a congestion area with low relative strength. But that's probably why it's up this morning, is the pattern shows some momentum shifting yesterday on Tesla to the upside. But it could easily top out at even just 905 or 910 and then head back down. Apple's situation, Apple's not in a stronger situation. It's in a weaker situation compared to Tesla anyway. And Tesla doesn't have a lot of potential at that. So Apple's really just kind of sitting flat right now, and we'll see what happens. Any momentum movement going on? Let's see here. Journ, price target on Journ. Let's see. I don't know if we have a price target on Journ. No, it just has an excellent pattern. And if it doesn't follow through, it doesn't follow through. Be careful and get out if it doesn't follow through. Oh, Alessandro, you're back. That's a 2-hour plus video. You're going to have to watch that later. Jesus, Camille, you meant for the upside? Yeah, it's valued at 77 cents. It's a good value investing play. So anyway, Journ price target at minimum, the previous high in the pattern, 267. So 267 divided by, and I would take 50% off there, divided by 240. Where are we here? So 11% higher. And I would take off 25 to 50% there, unless it's just blasting through it. Obviously, if it's not rejecting there, just let it do its thing. But if it's showing resistance when and if it ever gets up there, I'd take around half off there. And that pattern is the following. It's in an uptrend and putting out this pattern. Higher low in an uptrend. Form of ABCD pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern, it can be called. likely to find some resistance and at this high level. I just drew a line and it's just waiting to draw now. Gonna grab some IMPP now since it looks like it's coming off of the bottom in pre-market. Sure, but I would give yourself at least 3 or 4 points of entry on your goal position size and start off, small. And plus, it's only 2 minutes until the open. I might as well see if it'll dip. Yeah, it's probably going to dip a bit. The opportunity with the most potential this morning to move SOFI possibly. Although I think the float on that is very high. The demand is there. But it has a very nice chart. Pretty nice chart, I should say. Good pre-market chart. All right. Market's going to open in 40 seconds. Into it with a huge break up above that 477 long level. So now in order to take it short, you'd have to see a breakdown of the pivot at 472. So if it can't break 473, rather, down, then it's long. Not going to gap fill. All right, here we go. Market opening in 2 seconds. Okay, SOFI pulling back at the open. If SOFI can get over 675, that'd be an entry. 675. Into it flying. So 477, I mean, it's definitely long is the way to go at the open here on Intuit. But if you need to, depending on how your pattern day trading situation is, and if you get stuck in a position, you need to wait 4 or 5 minutes to get final direction on this. But it's at 487 now. No, it's moved back to 481. We're pulling back after it rushing up to 488. SOFI pulling back to 650. SOFI pulling back. Let's take a look at that IMPP. Yeah, IMPP not going anywhere yet. Tesla dipped at the open, got back up to 897. Same basic pattern on Apple. GERN. So GERN has pulled back past the breakout entry level is now at 236. What happens after the first 5 minutes here, and then we can make a decision on it. SOFI pulling back to 655. Intuit hanging out around 480, staying bullish. INTU, staying bullish on the day. All right, and then off of the open, market is being bought up after testing 313.50. I believe that might have been the support number I was talking about. Yeah, that is pretty much it's bouncing off support. It's doing that first bounce off support. Like I said, I think it's going to then break over the open, hang out up in the green for a little while, and then it's going to retest that low again. Like that, we're going to have a double support level test today, I believe. Is what's going. Where are precious metals? I don't know. It was CMC, isn't that one? You reminded me to take a look at it. They're not quite there yet, but they're in a situation where an entry could be coming. At least CMC anyway, which is one of the hottest ones. Know when that pops. AMR, yeah, let's take a look. AMR doing a little bit better, but yeah, today's definitely a pullback day. Quick look at the dollar. Even if the dollar can move enough to break a new high today, I think it's going to have to pull back. So it's going to need to consolidate more before revving up its engines again. Otherwise, it's going to become quite choppy. Needs to put in some tightening before breaking and running again. That's as far as the dollar goes. All right, we're seeing some movement on SPRC. Check AEHR. All right, looking beautiful. Beautiful. You got to get into AEHR. It's already taken off. Just popped another 10 or 20 cents. AEHR for a swing trade. This is a call out to the group. AEHR. This alert's going out right now. Dollar a risk. Still got a chance to get in it. Very nice breakout. Very nice formation for a swing trade. Wow, there it goes. 1920, 1925. It's already up 5%, 8%, 6% on the day. AEHR. God, I need some funds liquid. Where can I find them? Hope you guys are getting in for a swing trade on that one. Nope, not in that account. Got too much of my money already committed. Oh, there we go. Yes. Found an account with money in it. Damn, I wish I got an entry that might be as good as what you got. Okay, boom. Order sending. Boom. Ooh, what happened there? Price did you just get me filled at that lower price? I hope so. Yes, I got 1892. Excellent. Very happy with that point. Let's see how it continues. Hershey also at a breakout level. HSY. That's barely getting alerted. I gotta keep an eye on it. And the other one, SPCB. No, that one's not moving. SPRC. That's the one that's happening. Hopefully you guys are on it. I was getting that swing trade. SPRC. Pulling back 100% retrace on this last wave, and now it is starting to break down. Maybe it'll find some support at VWAP, but you want the confirmation on at least a 2-minute candle of breaking the high. So high of the day. What's up with SELH? SELH continuing, yes. Very nice. Okay, Rebecca says GCT is moving again. Let's see what kind of volume we're talking. Is up 5% since yesterday, 6% since yesterday, 6% since yesterday. All right, SELH up even more. Very nice. Marcus, anybody get the AEHR there around 19? Hopefully that follows through. That was some good action. Really nice action. All right, it's back up to 1908. Mike is in. Benjamin's in. Good job, guys. This was previously very hot stock, and looks like based on their recent earnings release, it's back in play, reversing off the bottom, having a great time, lots of volume. Okay, just got an alert on Ford. An alert. I got an alert on Ford. It's a Welsh alert. It's an alert I've been waiting for a while. All right. By the way, I am 1/4 Welsh. Little known fact. Not sure that I like what I'm seeing though. It's not an entry. Not an entry, no. 1893, two contracts. Nice call. Okay, Brady, FYI, are you new here? Welcome, Brady. Um, don't trade options, trade shares. I recommend taking my Market Mastery class. You can find that in Market Mastery channel and following the 1% rule, learning the 1% rule and getting the shares allocation that would be proper for you. It doesn't matter if that's only ends up being 17 shares or whatever. The problem is if you get if you're supposed to get 17 shares based on the 1% rule, but you got two contracts, you just got 200, and it means you're 10x over leveraged on that trade if that's the case. Stuff like that, you know. So anyway, Brady, you should learn the 1% rule probably just to be careful, and you should only always trade shares, and you should use options for hedging. This is from massive experience. All right, this is not me. This is not from not understanding options or not understanding that you can trade options or not ever being in your shoes and wanting to trade options or think that trading options can make a lot of money or making money with options. It's not. It is definitely coming from a place of wisdom. Do not trade options. So Peloton breaking this level here. Yeah, Peloton on the move, guys, hitting 13. This could be a day trade on Peloton. Peloton about to break pre-market high of 1320. We got some momentum on Peloton. That this as a day trade may work out if you can end up having some 10 or 20% padding going into earnings tomorrow. Then you can hold through earnings, but just be advised all your gains could be erased on that earnings release. So you know this is a day trade. 90% likely best as a day trade today. On Peloton. I'd rather, get in for any kind of holding or overnight type of position after we know the earnings situation tomorrow. Do you think it is an investment and may move up in the next few days? Which one, Jay Kessner? Which one? Checking if there's any alerts from IBD. No, nothing popping up there, which is ridiculous because AEHR looks phenomenal. How is that doing anyway? I was just hanging out right around where we got it, but I really like that trade, regardless of if it doesn't work out. That was a worthwhile entry. Oh, BBBY breaking over pivot right now, 1148. That's an entry on BBBY after a strong buy up off of the dip at the open. Definitely a buy right there around 1150, and boom, there it is now at 1160, starting to go as a momentum trade. Could easily break 1220 and have a good day today. A huge gap between there and 17. So there's some. Wow, there it goes 1180. Is anybody on top of this BBBY trade? Definitely good opportunity there. Tesla hitting 901, pulling back to 899. Like I said, it's going to find resistance at 905, 910. But that was looking like a good trade off of the open for anybody who wanted to get 10 or 15 points out of Tesla. I don't think it really means anything. It's a day trade. OTC sales approved, no prescription needed. What were you talking about, Jay Kestner? INND. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Interscope Hearing Technologies. Very nice uptrend it went into, but it went into a high volatility extension, topping extension, and that usually signals the end of the trade. So, but definitely on watch. It needs to break over a prior high with breakout projected end of day volume. Now let me take a look at the fundamentals, see what we're dealing with here. it looks, medium healthy, especially for biotech penny stock. It looks medium healthy. I'm not in love with it from a fundamental point of view. And it's definitely not an investment either. So, Andrell says CPRX is moving. Was that an alert? I don't know if I got an allocation on that. Was that an alert from the other day? CPRX, it broke below yesterday's low. That's definitely a stop out, right? I mean, what was the stop set to? That stop was at 14. So I definitely got to get out of that trade. Thanks for the reminder for everybody. I don't think I got allocation on CPRX. I'll go take a look. Thanks for the reminder. CPRX. Let's see. We don't have any in that account or the other account. Check some of my other accounts. What have I done with it? Let's see. I know I'm in Pan W. What's up with that today? Okay, pulling back off of yesterday's high. I have some profit in order to ride through that. So we'll see how that goes. Use your profit to ride your trade. I don't have CPRX. TMDX. Hey, TMDX with the follow through after our swing entry on that. Very nice. And let's take a look at Wolf. Someone was asking about that this morning. Okay, Wolf is looking to break out now, right above yesterday's high. So Wolf doing very well. I believe that was the Peloton breakout. Peloton breaking high of the day. There's definitely momentum there. Got a take profit point along the trade right now. Next entry could be in the 1310 area on the pullback. BBBY hit 12, pulled back, staying above 1150. Let's see where it can go from there. VNOM also up a little bit today. Venom, which is Viper Energy, up from our entry yesterday, down from yesterday's high. That's progress. It's a higher low. Peloton hitting 1312 right now. Getting really close to breaking the high of the day again at 1325 Peloton. On the daily chart, we're looking at, with Peloton, probably 14 being an area of resistance. Again, that's day trade. Be careful with that one, holding that. Thank you for all the likes, everybody on TikTok, and follows. Appreciate it. See you tomorrow morning and sometimes at nights, every day, Trading the Markets live. And you're welcome to come join our group or even check it out. So that the link is in my bio, or you can go to e3tradinggroup.com. SPRC coming up right now. SPRC trading on 3,000% relative volume. Just cracked over the high of the day. Boom. There we go. 150. Hit 154. Fake out. We're pulling back. pretty hard. Let's see if that gets bought up along this bottom trend line at around 140. That triggers some larger traders size. Yeah, GCT is now at 30.50, moving off of the open at 26.50. So GCT moving. Becca's on that one. Know it. SPRC with the breakout of the high of the day. There it goes. Off that 142 level, zoomed way up just as fast. That's a strong sign of demand. Hit 154, but that's where we're getting a lot of selling at 154. INND up on the screen. Yes, sir. Douglas, yes. If you, we're going to talk about this tomorrow night in class, but what you understand about the markets, that's where you should stay around, mostly. If you try and gravitate towards learning new strategies, new areas to go into, that literally is endless. There's literally an endless number of things you can do on the market, and it will never end, and you will not be profitable. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow night on how to stay with what you know and with what you already know. Because if you can't do what you already understand well, you're not going to do what you don't understand well. Tomorrow night in class for a bit. Get your hedge on. Get your hedge on. Our hedge from yesterday on the market end of day, working. Becca, so true. Yes. Chris is making that work for him. Brandon does the same. You just stay with what you already understand and perfect that. And then add, 80-20, the Pareto principle, and then add occasional or be studying or researching or practice trading at night with tradingsim.com, new strategies and techniques on paper, but 80% of your time should be spent improving what you already find unprofitable that you understand. Make that profitable. How are you gonna be profitable at something you don't understand if you're not profitable at what you do understand? Everything can be profitable. Every trading style can be profitable, unless you're going after like earnings releases. But even that you can perfect. People, if you just focus, if earnings releases is where you have a lot of experience, you can even get to the profitable point there. But you do have to become an expert at it. You'll need to subscribe to all kinds of news services, communities that huddle around earnings releases, and you're going to have to find your own edge in that, if there even exists one. But there are a lot of pie in the sky ideas and strategies that don't work trading. So, but even then, I believe with proper risk management, you can just get lucky. What's happening with AEHR? It's not a day trade. We're not in it for a day trade. We're in it for a swing trade. I was putting the stop at 18, roughly. Kind of hoping for AEHR to follow through. That sucks. But yeah, we'll have to get out if it breaks 18. Cass is halted down. Rebecca says stay in your lane. Yeah. Yeah. You can learn how to bowl into other lanes later, but try and get your score up in your fucking lane first. Cass is halted down at 4. Okay. All right. At 378. Okay. Yeah, I think the trade is over on that. It went parabolic. Like that was just insane. What's a swing trade? A swing trade is when you stay in a trade for more than one day. Kind of on average between like 2 or 3 days and like 1 or 2 weeks. So it's kind of a sweet spot in there, maybe around 7 days, something like that. Occasionally, you may be able to get yourself into a situation where you hold something for many weeks, potentially a few months. That's still trading, but that's swing trading. And what it means by swing is like when, if a thing's in trend, it goes through these swings up and down. It goes up, for 10 days and then pulls back for 5 days. Swing trading is the technique of capturing the gains of just one swing, one of those swings, or maybe even the swing back and then the swing forward and the swing back. So that's swing trading, multi-day trading. Yeah, Carl. FTCH, you guys, hopefully you got that breakout. It broke over 9.5. Pre-market high is now at 972. FTCH off of an open of 9. Really strong movement on FTCH. I don't know why it's moving, but earnings are tomorrow night. So you could potentially get this trade, hold it overnight, not rerunning into an earnings issue, hedge it with some overnight hedge, and then decide what to do with it by the closing bell tomorrow, and then earnings will be tomorrow night. SPRC, when to pull out depends on what you're doing with it. If it's a day trade, we could already be out. Let's see. If it breaks down VWAP, that would be a good point potentially for you to exit your trade. So right now that's $1.34. It just depends on how you risked it, how big you went. Need to learn the 1% rule. You can learn to trade at Market Mastery. Go to e3tradinggroup.com and follow the Learn to Trade links. Jern, am I still in? Yes. Still sitting in that. Did it bounce widely? Let me see here. Yeah, I mean that definitely was a sucky pullback, but this is a great sign that it just got bought up. That could propel it over 242, yesterday's high. Nice sign on Jern. Mersana Therapeutics is swing entry now. Swing 100. Mersana MRSN for 50 cents of risk. MRSN Mersana Therapeutics. That alert's going out. Very nice pattern. Power play off of earnings, follow through. Power play earnings, you break out. $0.50 a risk, MRSN. SOFI, what's up with SOFI? Let's see. No, that trade didn't go anywhere. Didn't happen. Nothing triggered on SOFI. Drug starting to come up. If drug can get over pre-market high, I can't quite see it. I think it's 235. That would signal an entry. Be careful on that, though. However, it could be selling from an offering going on into price increases at any time. Likely, though, I believe that would happen around 340. But if we can blast through 340, we might be able to get all the way up to $4 or $5. So this has a lot of potential on drug DRUG over the high of the pre-market high of. Let me get that number for you. 235. It's flagging right now. Turn above 244 will get hot. I think it will get hot above 242. Camille. It'll get hot and pop to those numbers we were talking about. Let me take a look. Okay, it's at 240 now. At 242, that was yesterday's high. Or 243, right around that region, it will get hot. Yeah, at a break of 245, it goes roughly blue sky all the way to 267, and then it could go blue sky. But that's our first price target, 267. I don't necessarily expect that today. It's a swing trade. Coming down, John, what's up? MRSN. Yeah, but the risk to stop is 50 cents on MRSN. So around 750. Till then, this is a good entry for a swing trade, not a day trade. Let's see the numbers in 1 or 2 days. So long as we don't get stopped out, it's in play. Okay, that's enough detail. Thank you. I know you love it though, Camille. Don't be so what's the word? It's like generous, you know. You're a very nice person. And I can't think of the word courteous or something like that. But don't be so courteous as to stop the momentum of talking about something that interests you. If somebody's talking about it, don't stop them. Don't stop them. Yeah, absolutely. You're worrying about other people, and worrying that you're taking other people's time and stuff like that. I don't know what that's called, but you're a very good person, to think of other people. And I would just say that in those moments when that happens, you don't need to stop what's happening. If it benefits you, just have big thanks at the end. That's all. Selfless. That's the word, Rebecca. Thank you. Don't be so selfless that you miss out on opportunity that is flowing. If opportunity, like in this case, it was information, the opportunity is flowing, but don't be so selfless as to willfully prevent what's coming to you. Don't be so selfless as to willfully prevent what's naturally flowing to you. You see what I mean? Yeah. You like that? Oh, I know, because I have dealt with all kinds of people in my life, top, bottom, left, and right, in and out. A very three-dimensional understanding of people. And you have that saint quality. Probably people say you're a saint. selfless, giving, caring, that whole thing. But it can be a problem, and you can have that knee jerk reaction, and you'll feel guilty um, for you think so much of others that it negatively affects yourself. You don't realize that, but you suffer actually because you think so much of others. And we could go into that a lot sometime. Sorry to psychoanalyze you, but it's a good trait. I think it's to make up for possibly you think that that's the right thing to do in such a bad world, and maybe you were subjected to that bad world at some point in your life, and so you don't want anything to do with not being selfless, but to willfully prevent positively flowing advantage is a what's the word? Is a mistake because it's unnecessary. You're using your guilt to prevent what was just naturally happening, and you know what I mean. So I'm just trying to help you as a person now. Obviously, it has nothing to do with our stock. Mike says, you got to harness the good energy, block out the bad. Harness energy, block bad, feel the flow, happy. Yeah. Self-sabotage. Yeah. It becomes a kind of self-sabotage, but you don't realize it, and you'd go to the grave in that way. You see what I mean? So it's something that actually you'd have to personally grow on and think about, gestate on, because you won't change unless you want to. So because you prefer and enjoy and would go to the grave the way you think, you would have it no other way, and yet you are hurting yourself for completely unnecessarily to others, because what's happening is what's happening. You don't have to stop what's happening if it's happening. There's no reason for the benefit of others. Ouch. There was, they'll get their time. Everybody gets their time. Why willfully stop it? You're not their protector. You're not their parent. Let them have their moment on their own. You don't need to do that. Happy Gilmore. Oh, is that from Happy Gilmore? Harnessing the good energy, block out the bad. Harnessing. Oh, I'll have to look that up. Oh, really? Yeah. And somebody else, the same says, man, you're speaking to me right now. You're so right. Yeah. It's yeah, we'll stop there. All right, let's see, how are things going here. I'm going to double check if we've gotten any alerts from IBD. Yeah, we had one, but it's failed out. TLK looking kind of good, but how are the numbers? Not too great. LTHM, this has been a super stock before. Jesus, LTHM is incredible as far as the fundamentals go. And this is an entry right now on LTHM for $1 of risk. I'm going to research it for a second. If anybody wants to get on the swing 100 trade on LTHM, it's $1 of risk. LTHM to swing trade. I'm going to go through the fundamentals, and then I'm going to type up the alert. Yep, it's as I suspected. Continuing excellent revenue growth, quarterly and annually. Been doing really good over the last 5 quarters. And this is a cup and handle early entry, pre-sheet entry breakout moment that you could build up some padding for going into the all-time high breakout, which could be coming up in a week or two. So this is a great swing entry, pre-breakout entry on LTHM. Okay, we got word AEHR failed. AEHR failed, so that you need to cut it if it broke 18. So sometimes you need day tradability just to get into swing trades. Swing trades are exciting enough. LTHM, the market's just going sideways though, so that weakness on AEHR, yeah, it's unfortunate. I wish I could tell you which ones aren't going to work and which ones will. But I can tell you that things are higher probability and lower probability, but even the lower probability ones work out and then the higher probability ones don't. So I can't predict the future. And you will never be able to trade without losses. That's why your first year of trading should be mastering losses. I always think that's so funny to say. And everyone's like, "Oh, that's me. Yeah, I've mastered losses. That's for sure." No, you haven't. You haven't. Mastering losses means having only very small losses, and even can be getting out of trades at slight gains. That could be mastering losses, and also breaking even, and then mastering, making sure your losses are micro existent. Until you can fight like that and just be getting jabs, cuts, just little teeny cuts. You have not mastered losing. If you hold a negative position overnight, you haven't even started learning how to trade yet. You should never hold an unprofitable position overnight. Any options plays? I don't know. Not right now. No, the market's pretty dead. The market's pretty dead. What broker do I use with TradingView? You can trade direct with that platform. It can connect up to TradeStation. I have it connected to TradeStation. It can connect to some other platforms as well. They have a growing list. But I use Thinkorswim for my trades, and that's TD Ameritrade brokerage. But I have accounts everywhere also, from Cash App to IBKR, TradeStation, Fidelity, Webull. I probably have money sitting in brokerages that don't even exist anymore, and I probably should look my name up on the treasury of every state, because it's probably some money I should go get. Carl, that's excellent. And in a bull market, that's going to fuel gains so nicely. People don't think of it that way, and but now you're getting it, Carl. That losses have something to do with gains. Managing losses have anything to do with gains. Initially, people don't understand the connection, but learning how to master your losses is step one, and it takes a year of daily training to learn to master your losses. And it could even take more time. It could take, I'm always improving, so it's a lifetime of learning. But the winners will just come, and then second year of training is mastering gains, and then you can get into all kinds of beautiful, complex stuff after that. It's a long journey, Definitely, I completely understand people who think that this is, they don't know anything about it, and they think, oh, okay, I can learn a couple of rules, and then boom, I'm a profitable day trader. It does not work that way at all. It oscillates. You can go through periods of months where you're break even, or even having losing months, and then you have positive months. So if you want to try to pay your bills with trading, you need a bull market first of all, and even then you have a lot to learn in order to get to the point where you can be anywhere near consistent. And usually what happens is you get breaks and you get windfalls, and though you need to learn how to not eat into those windfalls and those breaks, and use those windfalls and those excess profits periods to pay your for your lifestyle and your living expenses, that kind of. And even then, it should be on a pyramid basis with, the most of your wealth at the bottom in long-term investments of the pyramid, and day trading should be all the way at the top, a very small part of your overall total capital that you're putting to work in life. And on that note, hopefully that was useful to you. Let's move into the group. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. And maybe I'll be on later on TikTok, possibly later today, maybe around 1 o'clock p.m. and then possibly again maybe later tonight. But we definitely have class tomorrow night for members. And if anybody's interested in becoming a member, you can go to e3tradinggroup.com. Hope to see you in the group. Everybody, hope to see you in the group right now. Let's get in there. All right. Good trading with you, everybody. Get your hedge on. Get your hedge on. I saw this really cool TikTok. They have this really funny sound. The sounds are the best thing, especially for me since I'm a composer. Also, there's this one where this kid goes, you know that, but a kid does it. He's like going, and then it cuts into the song, the full-blown song, and it was of this really cool like before and after thing they do. In this case it worked really well because it was this little model of an incredible skyscraper in the shape of an H with a connecting bridge, and then it was the model, the architectural model, and then the big when the real song came on, it cuts to actual full-blown skyscraper built, and that was a really good use of that. I love that. That was really good. Come up with a tune for E3. Ooh, I like that jingle. Oh yeah, I began in the jingle business when I was 11. Was my first professional writing for radio, TV, and video games back then, which was on these things called CDIs. Does anybody remember CDIs from Philips Interactive? CD Interactive. I wrote music for a lot of those titles when I was 11, 12, and 13, and jingles for City of Hope, and gosh, it's just lots of things so many years ago. All right, you guys. See you in the group. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Yeah. Cool. I got a keyboard right here, right next to the. You can't see it, but eventually I'll get that in here, and we could do kind of a DJ trading, a trading jam. We could be like a Bo Burnham thing. I think I could do that. I could never get to the Bo Burnham level, nor do I need to chase that. But I definitely can mix it all together. A little bit of humor, a little bit of seriousness, a little bit of life information, maybe some politics, music, trading. Put it all together into a fun, entertaining 20-minute show. All right, catch